hands together and make some noise. It's showtime.
All right, Viveka, you heard what the man said. It is showtime. So let's get going. Let's welcome everybody to these digital sales techniques, things you can use right now for 2018 to help turbocharge your sales. And we particularly were looking at either new features that LinkedIn has brought out, or sometimes they're little known features, because LinkedIn does such a nice job of sneaking in features and never telling anybody about it unless you live in it like 18 hours a day like Viveka and I do. You might not notice. So hopefully you guys will pick up some gems. So with that, let me kick it over to my partner to introduce herself, and then I'll get us started on some tips.
Sure. So my name's Viveka von Rosen. I am the Chief Visibility Officer over at Vengreso and head of our personal branding. And really, it's my job, much like Kurt just said, to let everybody know not only that Vengreso is out there, but that LinkedIn is out there and how you can use it and other social selling tools to really build and amplify your business. So that's a little bit about me. I've written a couple books, been speaking and training on LinkedIn for over 10 years now. That's crazy. And off to you, Kurt.
Well, I'm just going to say, you know, we were kind of joking about how much we live in LinkedIn, but
yeah.
Viveka is literally the LinkedIn expert. I should have put our Twitter handles down.
Ah, yes.
My Twitter handle is the very bland Kurt Shaver, but Viveka's has a much more descriptive one. Why don't you tell them your Twitter handle in case they want to tweet one of these gems?
Oh, sure. And that would be great if you would tweet it. So it's at LinkedIn Expert. And so when people ask me how I became the LinkedIn Expert, I very honestly say I got the Twitter handle first and then the LinkedIn and the YouTube handle. So, but I have spent the past 12 years now proving it's true. So yeah, very, very lucky to get at LinkedIn Expert as my handle on those different social media sites.
Well, again, I mean, it just speaks to the fact that you got such an obvious Twitter handle that you were in the game very early. You know, I kind of laugh sometimes when people are like, "Oh, can you come in and teach us this new LinkedIn thing?" And I say, LinkedIn's 15 years old. It's not,
exactly.
Not the newest thing. All right, so we're going to get going. Hey, Kurt Shaver, I'm the Chief Sales Officer here. Let's get into some tips. So I'm going to start things off.
Yes.
So I'm going to actually, you know what? Let me see. So I'm going to back up. So the first thing I'm going to say is our caveat. I may have said this when we were just warming up, but so Viveka and I have done, you know, like 1,000 webinars.
Yes.
But this is actually our very first one with the Zoom webinar platform. We are trying a new platform, switching over for 2018. So that's our caveat. If anything blows up or starts smoking or we disappear or something, that is why.
It's not us, it's Zoom.
Yeah, we want to try and use all these features to see what's going on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch a poll here. And I would like to, you guys tell us kind of what role are you in. I'll give you a little thinking music there. And if you just weigh in, then I'll give you guys a few seconds to tell us what role you're on, and then we'll stop that. We don't have any others so far.
Yeah.
All right, that's probably good. Okay, all right. All right, so we can stop that guy. And let me share the results with everybody just so we all know what we've got going on there. So again, we can see we've got individual salespeople for a company, entrepreneur, sales manager, marketing. Oh, great, we got a mix of people there, fantastic. So let's keep rolling. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the return of parentheses free.
And guys, go ahead and click on the close button.
Oh, should it be? It should be closed, I think, isn't it?
Well, it could be because I'm a co-moderator. I had to actually close it myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. We're learning.
There we go. Exactly.
About searching on free. So this is about finding your ideal prospect. Now, a year ago, LinkedIn rolled out this massive new design change. It was the biggest design change in their 14-year history. And the initial results in Q1 of 2017 was they stripped out a ton of the search filters on the free LinkedIn version. It was very, very watered down. Yeah. Over the last year, they have slowly started adding those back in, whether it's been people screaming or what motivated it, who knows. But they started to add those back in. Sometimes they're obvious and sometimes they're hidden. So, for example, all these very typical things, first, last name, title, company, or school, very valuable search fields, are now, they're all back there, but you have to expand them by clicking on the word keyword. When you go over to the search right off the bat in the free LinkedIn, those things will all be folded up and collapsed under keywords. So click on it and those will expand to you. The other one that I want to mention, and this one came back.
Love this.
Only about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, not too long.
And this is a really cool feature, guys, if you haven't used it. So it's the ability to search within the connections of your connections. Yeah. So it's akin to driving. So for your first level connections, using this feature is similar to if you drove over to their office, you sat down at their desk, gave them $20 to go out to lunch, and you just rattled through their Rolodex while they were gone, and you picked out business cards of people you want to get introduced to. That's essentially what you can do here. So for example, if I wanted to just look through Viveka's connections and see, does she know any vice president of sales in San Francisco she could introduce me to, right? I could look at just her connections. So that's a really great tool. The last one I'll mention on this one was, because I always wondered, why do you even have this? I thought it was a total worthless filter, but I got educated by a client about it. And that is past companies filter. Now, I always used to think, who cares about where they used to work if they don't work there now? But actually, one of my clients very cleverly uses this to, so he sees if he has any level ones that used to work at a company that is his current prospect, and sometimes they will give you inside skinny, if you know them well enough, they will give you the inside skinny, right? Because they're have impunity that people wouldn't tell you if they're actually working there now. So that's a very clever use of the past companies. All right.
Exactly. Love that.
That's number one. Number two is, I call it engage the engagers. Now, for this one, I'm going to flip over to LinkedIn Mobile. LinkedIn Mobile is so powerful and awesome. So you can do this on the browser desktop platform or mobile, but I'm just using it on mobile. Again, I'm sure we got a lot of people that are running around all the time, not sitting in front of their desk. So I just captured the screens off the mobile. So here's the idea. You want to find who is engaging around a topic that is relevant to your industry, right? The topic that your prospects would be talking about. So in this example, you can see at the very top of the screen, I looked for the search string social selling. And what I want, and I went to you got to go to the content tab as indicated there in the blue right underneath it. So I put in search string social selling and I looked for content. And I saw this post by Leslie Venetz. And actually, if we expanded it, you can see she's talking about social selling in there. But what I'm really after is I was looking for what's a post that has drawn some good traction. So you can see there's 86 likes and 24 comments. There's more than 100 people that have engaged with this topic around which I deal. Okay, so I said, great, I'm going to click on those likes. So you can click where it says 86 likes, and you then see this next screen. Now, the reason I like to do this in mobile is because we do the same thing in the browser. The browser doesn't show you what level connection they are, which I don't know why, but so it's more powerful than the mobile, right? So anyway, so these are people that liked this person's post about social selling. I can scroll up and look at all 86 of them. So let's say, again, we sell to oftentimes VPs of sales. So hey, here's one, Dennis Sandchagrin. Yes, Dennis. Right? So you can see there, I'm a second level connection. I am not connected to this person, and he may likely be a prospect for me, right? So I'm just going to click on his hyperlinked name. And there, again, he's a VP of corporate sales. I'm going to click on his name. And then I need to click those three little buttons. Don't hit the connect button.
Yes, that's key.
Don't hit the connect button, but you got to hit those little three dots next to his name. And that opens up the opportunity to send a personalized message. And then, you know, we always say there should be some context in a message. Well, what could be any simpler than the fact, hey, I saw that you really liked this comment about cold calling, right? Since we share some connections, we're level 2. Since we share some connections and are both interested in sales effectiveness, I thought we should connect. Okay, so that's how you can engage the gauger. And think about this, guys. I could play the same game with over 100 people on this one post about this one topic.
Yeah.
It's endless.
That's
okay.
Awesome. I love that.
Last one I'm going to talk about is super searching using Sales Navigator. Now, Sales Navigator is the premium version of LinkedIn. It's really built if you're doing a lot of prospecting, and it's very, very capable. Now, I realize a lot of people here may not have Sales Navigator, and we don't sell Sales Navigator, but I at least wanted to open your eyes to what is possible, because people ask us all the time, should I get upgraded to Sales Navigator? So I'm going to show you a couple of things. Over on the left in that big square, what you're seeing are the search fields that you can search on. You can search for people on using Sales Navigator. And in kind of the highlighted yellow, I've marked out the ones that you get with the free version. So the ones that are in white are the extra ones that you get with Sales Navigator.
The postal code is gone.
What's?
Postal code, they don't have postal code anymore, I don't think. They just have the geography one.
Oh, okay. Now,
Sorry.
I think the biggest extra filter that you get in Sales Navigator, to me, is being able to sort by company head count, right?
Yep.
Employee size.
Yep.
Most salespeople of any type, company or industry, very few salespeople sell to every size company. Some focus on small to medium business, entrepreneurs, solo folks. Some sell to big enterprise. Some sell only to mid-market companies, right? Your product or service tends to favor a particular group. So if you can filter based on the company size, it's very valuable to help you drill in. Then over on the right-hand side, these are some of the additional filters once you've already got a sort field. And there's two that are real important, that I think that are the most important here. See, the very first one says 214 people changed jobs in the last 90 days.
Yeah.
Gang, that is a terrific sales trigger event, because if somebody is new to their job in the last 90 days, your chances of getting in there and either displacing an incumbent or introducing a new idea are better, because they tend to be more open-minded. They don't have that we've always done it this way, the mentality. And they're trying to put their mark on the company as they come in. So it's great to reach out to people in the first 90 days before they get locked into the old company mindset. And the last one I'll mention is there on the far right, where it says 43, sorry, not that one. I want to go right down, 554. So it says 554 people have posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. So you know that these are the people that are using LinkedIn. Obviously, they posted. So they're going to be more likely to respond to an outreach through LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
So,
and you know, there's one more filter. There's one more filter that doesn't always show up. But if you keep scrolling to the right, there's one more filter, which is people who are following your company page. And I like that one because it means they know who you are. They know who your company is. Now, it is a lot more likely that a prospect or a lead is going to be following your company page if you have, 10,000 employees as opposed to 5, but just be aware that filter sometimes shows up too. So if it does, you definitely want to engage with those folks.
Right. Thank you for the add-on. Okay, you ready, Viveka?
I'm ready. Next.
All right, you're up.
Awesome. So this isn't so much about social selling, except that, you need to make sure that you're comfortable on LinkedIn. And I think everyone on this call is probably pretty comfortable with LinkedIn. But if you've got colleagues who aren't on LinkedIn because I don't want to show everyone who my connections are, I don't want to show everyone who my leads are, or I just don't want to be that visible, let them know that there are some new public profile settings to be aware of. And not everybody has this yet. Only about half of the Vengreso team has it so far. So just be aware that you will be getting this new option. So first of all, to get to your public profile settings, you're going to click on, in your edit mode, you're going to click on the right side where it says edit public profile and URL. I'm glad they added the and URL. That's new, because a lot of people don't even know what their public profile is, right? So you want to click on that. That's going to take you to the new page, which is very, very similar to the old page, but it's a little bit more real time. The main thing that I want to point out is, yes, of course, you want to optimize your URL so you're more findable on LinkedIn and more findable on Google. So you want it to read linkedin.com/in/your name or your area of expertise, etc. But additionally, you can edit your content right from this page now. So you used to have to like back click or open up another tab, but now you can just click on edit content and it'll take you back into edit mode. So it's a couple less clicks. But the most important thing, and you can see it on the right-hand side, is your visibility. So it used to be all or nothing, right? You had a public profile or you didn't have a public profile. But now your public profile can be visible to just your connections on LinkedIn. So if you want to be visible on Google, but really only to people who you're already connected to, you can do that. If you want to be visible to people who are in your network, friends of friends, you can do that. If you want to be visible, but just to people who are on LinkedIn, you can do that. And you can further adjust what parts of your profile are visible. And they've had that for a long time, of course, but now it's an easy click. It's an easy on-off. There's no confusion there. So I think for those who have been concerned about their public visibility, they've been concerned, rightly so, about scams that go on. There is a lot of control that you have now over your public profile. And so you can choose how much people see. If you've got your personal contact information in your summary, you can turn it off to the public and leave it on within LinkedIn itself. So that, I think, is a really, really powerful, some powerful new options from LinkedIn. All right, how about the next slide?
How about the next slide?
How about that next slide?
There we go.
Awesome. Now you might have noticed your dashboard has some new options in it. So let's take a look at some of these different sections in your dashboard. Your dashboard is found underneath your profile in the edit, in your profile, your edit profile page. So the first thing, and go ahead and click it, is who's viewed your profile. Well, obviously we've had who's viewed your profile for a long time. Now remember, if you've got a free account, you only get to see the last 5 people who viewed your profile. With the premium account, you get to see everyone who's viewed your profile. So that's one reason to have Premium or Sales Navigator. What I really like, though, is on the left-hand side, it also shows you people who viewed your profile where they work. So you can see if you're actually attracting the right people. Now, I happen to work a lot with folks over at Oracle and with Omnicable, so that makes sense. But Yahoo, 6 people at IBM actually looked at my profile. So actually, I can go to the IBM company page just by clicking on that link. I can see who I know there, and it might be one of my connections. It might not be, because it's not actually going to tell me who it is. But at least I have one step closer to engaging with someone at IBM who might be looking at my profile. So that's kind of cool with the who's viewed your profile. Okay, go ahead and click the next one. Now, the other thing is your weekly search stats. Now, what's cool about this is it's going to show you how many times you show up in a search. So you want to make sure that that number continues to climb, and the more active you are, the more likely you are to show up in a search. But additionally, and you can go ahead and click again, additionally, it will show you where your searchers work. So very similar to how you showed up in who's viewed your profile, you can also see the people who are searching on you where they work. Again, are you attracting the right types of people with your profile? So that's pretty exciting as well. Okay, next one. And then the next one, and this is new. Whoa!
Wait, wait, I needed to get the.
Yeah. Wait.
Wait, where's the right? You need
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, one more time.
Wait, oh yeah. Okay. See, we're practicing, guys. I told you we're practicing.
Yeah. Right. There we go. I love that. The next one, and this is new, is Salary Insights. Now, you might have to go into your settings to turn this on. By the default, it used to be on by default, and then I noticed on some of my clients that it was off by default. So you have to go into your settings, into account, and turn your Salary Insights on for this to show up. But Salary Insights is awesome because you can see, quite frankly, A, if you're making enough money, But think about it, turn it on its head. You can type in the name of your prospect, well, the name of the title of your prospect and where they live, and get a rough idea of what kind of salary they have. Now, this isn't company income, but if you're working with solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, you can get a good idea of, well, if those people can afford you or not. So I'm a huge fan of this new salary insights. And what the heck, go ahead and check and see if you're getting paid too much or not enough in your own company and in your own region. And it will adjust according to region. And because this is new, it's probably not as accurate as it will be in, say, 4, 5, 6 months from now, because LinkedIn is literally compiling the information from the people who put the information in. So it's very much user generated, this salary insights, which is kind of cool, because as it becomes, as people use it more, it will become more and more accurate, and we'll have a really good idea of the salaries of our prospects and what we should be making. All right, next slide. And then finally, I am a huge fan of LinkedIn video. I believe we have a poll.
Oh, yeah, we do have a poll. All right, let's find out who's using that. Let me stop and where is my, I thought we had a poll. Give me one more chance here.
If we can't find the poll, you can also put in chat. Oh, we got it? Okay, cool.
I think we're going to go in chat.
Okay. Yeah, just let us know in chat if you've used LinkedIn's video feature yet, their native video feature. Not just adding a YouTube link or a Vimeo link to an update, but have you actually...
Right off the phone.
Right off of the phone or right from your computer. And actually, most people should have it now in the US. In the US. If you don't have it yet, if you're in the US and you don't have it yet, make sure you have the latest version of LinkedIn's mobile app, because if you've got an older version, yeah, you won't have it. You're absolutely right, Mackie. But by now, most people in the US should have it, and a lot of folks over in Europe have it. And what's cool is it was only a mobile app for the longest time, but now it's available on some people's browsers as well. And in the past 2 or 3 months, I haven't come across a client who hasn't had it. So definitely make sure to check your browser. So where you find video is either, yep, there you go. Nice. Where you find video is either on your mobile phone in the update section, or on your browser on the homepage on the update section, and it will literally have a little video link. And so you will click on that video link, and either from your browser or from your mobile phone, find the video that you want to upload. Now, don't leave it just at that. I would take the extra step and add a little content around that. You can see in both of these, and I'm going to talk about the 2 different styles of video that I have here. But you can see with both of them, I've described what the video is about. In the video on the right-hand side, I've actually shared the links to the resources that I mentioned in the video. And in both cases, I'm using both hashtags, and I'm mentioning or tagging individuals so that they are notified of these videos. Now, the video on the right-hand side got like 70,000 views. To be fair, I was one of the first people who had video, and that's probably the only reason why it got so many views. But the video on the left-hand side, I shot just a few weeks ago, and that got 4,200 views. So they're getting a significant amount of visibility. So one reason you might consider using LinkedIn video is the visibility. Now, on the right-hand side, in this actual, I'll see if I can find the link really quickly and pop it into chat while Kurt's talking to you. But the video on the right-hand side is actually how to use green screen and how to create a more studio-like video on your desktop. Now, on the left-hand side, I was literally skiing. I was skiing at Winter Park. I had an event coming up, Frost and Sullivan Star event, which is their sales alpine skiing event. And I thought, well, I'm skiing, I might as well promote it. So I did literally a 1-minute video talking about, and I was, if you can see on the left-hand side, I was in front of the tuning shop, tuning up your sales skills. Threw a little description of what the video was about and popped it up there. The whole thing probably took no more than 5 minutes. and got a significant amount of views, a lot of likes, 9 comments. And so it most definitely is worth that 5-minute time investment. Now, I get that video is not for everybody. You should check out some of Kurt's videos, by the way. He did a green screen version of skiing down the hill for the Frost and Sullivan event. It was awesome. That's what inspired me actually to do the live skiing event. But I get that video is not for everyone. Some people are very uncomfortable in front of video. If you're uncomfortable in front of video, but you think you should probably be doing it, you can shoot 150 videos before you upload one that you like. So just know that. Know that there's a lot of tools out there that can help you with lighting, that can help your audio. There's tools that you can use, you know, to flash in a green screen or a back. This is actually a real background, but where you can flash in a green screen. But yeah, Kurt's got a green screen on his right now. So you've really got some opportunity there to create video, whether it's a 5-minute truly native live video that you shoot and upload and share, or that you craft, and that's going to take a little bit longer. Now, the thing to know about native video right now, like literally right now at this moment, it's only available for personal profiles. Very soon, it's going to be available in comments in groups. Go figure, groups have been dead, in my humble opinion, for ages, and yet LinkedIn is actually going to bring in video commentary into groups, which makes me think they're going to be bringing video commentary also into our regular updates. I'm fingers crossed hoping that they also bring this native video into company pages. I hear a rumor that they are, and I would love to see this native video as a part of our one-on-one messaging communication. So our one-on-one communication. So not yet, right now, only available in updates, but soon, let's hope soon that they're available for everybody. So that I just wanted to share to you about video. All right.
Video.
Yay,
okay,
video.
Guys. Yeah, so we talked about 6 tips. We talked about 2 different searching tips, one on the free LinkedIn and one on Sales Navigator. We talked about how you can engage people for prospecting purposes around content that is relevant to you. Viveka talked about how you can adjust your profile visibility to get found by the people you want to get found by. Also, how you can leverage the dashboard information in terms of LinkedIn metrics, and finally, how you can leverage LinkedIn video. So a lot of different tips that you've got there, and sometimes those come at people pretty fast. So if you want to take these tips and just run with them, that's great. If you want some more help, we've got a couple of options for you here. One is you're probably already on the mail list, perhaps, and that's how you found out about this webinar. If not, you can go to Vengreso and join the mail list, and you'll get regular updates every week on different things. But we also have a class if people want to actually go into a training class. We call it the Social Selling Boot Camp. So it's live virtual training, and it does these 4 things. It helps you upgrade your profile to attract the right prospects. It helps you grow your network of customers, prospects, and maybe partners. It'll help you find and connect with those prospects, and then ultimately, again, use content to attract them to you. So those are the 4 things. That's why it's a 4-week all virtual class. Has a number of components in it too as well. We've got a digital playbook that gives you guys a lot of lessons. There's video tutorials. These are really short little bite-sized, usually like 2 to 3 minutes, kind of like the tips we went through. The difference is we're going to actually show you through a screen share fly-through of LinkedIn exactly how to do these things, where we didn't really have time to do it here. We're also going to give you some templates that you can use for your own messaging information out. And then, of course, we have this live training that happens through these 1-hour sessions on each of the 4 weeks. Now, it's been a very effective program. Vengreso has been together about 8 months, but I've been doing these boot camps. We've all been doing versions of this boot camp for 6 or 7 years. Here's some feedback just from some different people that have gone through it, right? I got a call from one client, won a 6-figure deal based on a lesson he learned in the first hour of the class. So that's pretty good ROI.
That's better, I think, than I.
That's good ROI, right? This middle comment here is actually from a business insurance broker who, again, a couple of months after the class, said he's now getting 90% of his business, new business, through LinkedIn. And then for sales managers, and I think we had a couple on the call, sales managers, if you're looking at it from kind of a team perspective, this is a quote from a sales manager about how his sales team is actually growing networks, posting content, and most importantly, booking more appointments, right? So it really works. If you're interested in this, okay, what's the investment? So there's really three things you got to invest. First, you got to invest in open mind. So you got to be willing to learn new techniques. Yep. You also have to be willing to invest about 90 minutes a week for 4 weeks. It starts February 15th. So about 30 of that is self-study pre-work that you do on your own before class, and then 60 minutes of class or 1 hour each week in these live sessions that people like Viveka and I teach. And it's an investment. If you go to the website now, the Vengreso website, the list price is $500 per person on the website. But we want to thank you guys for coming and listening to this webinar today. So we're giving you guys a deal. We're giving you guys a discount code to save 20% or $100 off that fee. So if you want to really drill down deeper, you want to see these things practice, you want to get additional tips and videos and have access to all of the Vengreso experts, then sign up for the Social Selling Bootcamp. Again, starts February 15th. That's just about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
You can go to the Vengreso site or vengresobootcamp.com. There is your discount code VIP, capital VIP. And that'll save you $100. So, Viv,
and I popped that into chat, guys, so you don't even have to type it in. All you have to do is
there you go. Thank you very much. Great. Thanks for handling that. All right, guys. So that is the wrap up. Now we're really at the end of the session here, but Viv, I can stick around for 2 or 3 minutes.
I sure can too.
If
Yeah.
anybody's got questions in the chat, we're happy to stick around. Otherwise, we'll call this the official end of the session. Thanks everybody for coming. And Viv, anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, I really hope you do join us for the boot camp. I'm so impressed because it's not just me, right? It's 4 other experts in the social selling space. And those 4 other experts bring in so much knowledge and expertise. And what blew me away, even more than the teaching and the training, were the resources. So Bryn and Mario and Kurt and Bernie all contributed to these amazing resources. And in my humble opinion, I mean, I wish I'd had those resources, you know, before I joined Vengreso. So I think it's the resources alone are worth the investment. Certainly the training is. And by the way, it's a live training, much like you have experienced today. If you can't make it, of course, there's recordings too, but I would recommend trying to make it live.
So, all right. So we'll stick around and see if there's any questions here for a minute. While we're looking at that, I'm going to jump over and just have some fun over here.
Perfect.
Let's see here. I'm going to jump over to, actually, it's a new bookmark thing that I just set up.
And guys, I put in Kurt's awesome video, his skiing video. It's so well done. And then I popped in my green screen video, which is just a real short training on how to use green screen. Oh, and there's our friend Brad. So this is a friend of mine and a client. Kurt, I'm trying to get him to play at my wedding.
Oh, that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be the coolest?
So listen to this, because you and I were doing you and I did a webinar, I think in December.
Yeah, yeah.
And, somehow this came up and you're like, oh yeah, I helped him with his profile and he's really using LinkedIn and all this kind of stuff. And that's how I just discovered him, or I guess rediscovered him.
Yeah.
From the work that you had done and helped him. So I connected with him and I sent him,
cool.
We talked about doing the webinar and all that kind of stuff. It's real cool. So now I'm following him on LinkedIn, of course. So, so I'm speaking at the AAISP sales conference in San Francisco on Thursday, and I wanted to use some walk-up music. So I'm like, I got to use some Night Ranger walk-up music, right? So I'm looking through the catalog, and then so I decided to go with this. Just imagine, and now Kurt Shaver.
There we go. I love it.
So there's Brad grooving away.
Yep.
So anyway, so I emailed him on LinkedIn and I said, hey, I'm not exactly sure what the copyright laws are, but I got this conference in like 2 days and I don't exactly have time to go through all this legal mumbo jumbo and licensing. I'm like, hey, can I use 10 seconds of don't tell me you love me? And he's like, sure, go ahead.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
He said, tell Viveka hello.
And did you see Mackie said, don't tell you love me, I don't want to know. So he was literally typing that as you were doing that. And I will say, I'll tell him I talked to you.
Name that tune, right?
I think he should show up at AAISP. I think you should tell him if he's if he's in San Francisco.
That's a great idea. I should, yeah. Maybe he could actually, he could just be sitting in the back doing it live.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Would that be great? Have him do it live.
Hey.
That's awesome. Well, all right, enough of that.
What do you say?
I think we're time to wrap it up. We don't have any other questions. Thank you for your comments, Mackie and Kim. And yeah, let's wrap this puppy up. Let us know if you have any questions. I'll put our email addresses in chat just in case you want to reach out to either of us.
Thanks,
or invite us to connect. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.